This is a Ruffin 2 production. We were formed in the DMV in 1990. Long live real television, film, and music.
This is what happens when you make fake TV.
I want it all.
Past 3 years, Lion's Den Television and No Budget Films USA have built our own Hall of Fame. We honor men and women from every walk of life whose calling elevates us all. If our team reaches out for a pro bono 60-minute tribute documentary, it's not business. It's flowers, while you can still smell them. You can find us at No Budget Films USA, only on YouTube. Real stories matter. Be legendary.
Remix. Now tonight, you're going to twice be entertained by them. Right now, and again in the second half of our show. Ladies and gentlemen,
A remix. Let's hear it loud.
The name is Bond. James Bond.
Two special guests. We got a double up on this one. Very, very special to me because they're connected to the source of why I'm even loving go-go from the beginning. And these guys was right there on the inside of the greatest and wickedest band alive. That's my opinion. I don't care what y'all say. I fell in love with go-go music because of these people's. um, so we're going to, first of all, we'll say, put your hands in the air and get ready for Footz. And if you're from DC, you know what I'm talking about. Band the line, the one and only Rare Essence drummer from the beginning. We got his beloved sister, Tanya Davidson, and his firstborn child, his daughter, Renee Davidson. We got him in the house. So we're gonna chop it up and we're gonna talk about some good old home cooked stuff. Tanya, we're gonna start with you and introduce yourself and tell them who you are and your relations to Footz and Rare Essence.
Yes, I'm Tanya Davidson, known as Boss Lady. I got my own identity now, so I'm not called Foot's little sister or Funk's little sister or Delane's little sister. So now I'm Tanya Davidson, aka Boss Lady. Yes, I'm the
Go
youngest
ahead, boy.
of the Davidson's legacy. That's my beautiful niece.
Hi.
All right. Come on, daughter niece.
Hi, everyone. I'm Renee Davidson. I am Foot's oldest daughter. I saw a lot. I was in the mix of it all growing up, and I can't wait to share.
Man, this already done got good before it got started. So yeah, we see, because this thing like it, Tanya's memory and her recall is gonna be a little further than yours.
It is.
But when you come into the mix, man, that's just like the final thing of the gumbo.
Little old me back then in the 70s. Let me start from the 70s. Yes, growing up being the only girl in the family, always around my brothers and my father. And life was just grand for me because they had to watch me. They had to take care of me and make sure I was good. So I was grateful to have these men in my life and taught me what life is all about everything. I seen and learned everything through my brothers and my father. So that's what I'm grateful for, made me the woman who I am today.
As a little girl, what area, where you came up, where was you born and where did you come up at?
I was born at Providence Hospital in 1966 from Southeast off of Alabama Avenue, Barker Lane, Fort Davis area. My mother resided there. And James and Quentin and Val Jean, they was on the other side of Southeast. So we always communicated and lived with each other, stayed with each other, worked with each other. And that's how our family was. We kept our family together, even though we had different mothers, but we were still a blended family. And that's what the bond that we have for the Davidson and the Thomas family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as a girl, what schools you went to? Elementary.
I went to Ann Beers, I went to Davis, I went to Our Lady Queen of Peace, I went to Langley Junior High School, and Chamberlain and East.
Okay. And how was it for you as a little girl? Was because they didn't always have a band. They didn't always, we talking as kids. As a kid, how was it for you?
As a kid, I was always with my brothers. As a kid, I'm going to be honest, I really didn't have a childhood. I was thrown into business-minded entrepreneurship, learning how to count money, learn how to make money, and to build our legacy with my dad and with Rare Essence too.
No, he's talking about before Rare Essence started.
We talking about as a child. We talking about as a child now.
As a child,
we gonna get to the Rare Essence thing later on. We see right here. We go from the bottom. We don't just dive into.
That is the bottom. I started working in my dad's shop and all his businesses, and plus with the Rare Essence band as well. So it was all.
But Rare Essence didn't. Let me say this to you again. Rare Essence didn't start to use around teenager because your age group, when you was a little girl, there wasn't no Rare Essence.
I was 10 years old.
Okay, all right. Now we're getting on track. So
yeah,
look, your dad for the viewers, because they don't know. We know, but what was your dad's business?
My dad was a well-known hairstylist in the DMV. He had several salons. He had 5 locations in the DMV. It was first called Community Plaza Barbershop on Mount Vernon Avenue in the Delray area. Then he changed it when I came into the industry. He named it Unisex Hair Plus. So he had a logo of me and him as a logo for Unisex Hair Plus. And then from there, he opened up George III. And that was named after my youngest brother. And that's how he built his empire in the salons in different locations.
Is that Wani down there, baby? Oh, that's Angie. Right on, baby. Good to see you, darling. All right, now look here. We're going to let Jungle Boogie do his thing down on the other end now. And then we're going to put y'all on display now.
Yeah, he cut my hair on Mount Vernon Avenue. He cut my hair when I was a kid. Yeah, so I do definitely remember George. And when we talk about Little George, for the viewers, he's talking about Alexandria, Virginia. And Little George is from Alexandria, Virginia, also.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So from your dad, you learned the hair business. Is that correct?
Yes. He made me who I am today. Yes. Being a teenager was pretty cool, you know, going to school and everything. And then once Rare Essence got established, everybody would say, yeah, you know, that's Foot's sister. So I never had a name. That's why I tell people, everybody knew me as Little Foot's sister. So now I gotten older, I have my own identity now. So, and it wasn't bad. It's not a bad thing that happened, but that's life. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody going to know you through your family, because that's our roots.
What was their first name? Red Essence?
No, it was Young Dynamos.
Young Dynamos.
That's what. So the Young Dynamos, and then they eventually, yeah. Anybody got the story? Because y'all might not have the story because y'all wasn't in the band, but do you have the story? You heard the story of how they went to Red Essence from Young Dynamos?
Yeah, it was my grandmother's, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Mac, a perfume, Essence or something like that. She loved that perfume.
Okay.
It was Essence Beauty or something, but it came from a perfume, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Back to Auntie, because we're going to get to you, niece, and then everybody going to rap. So, you know, really, really take off with the, with your business. Talk about that now.
Okay, I worked with my dad for 7 years. He gave me 7 years to work with him. And I opened up Tanya's Hair, etc. in 1991. So from 1991 to today, I celebrate on February the 4th, 35 years in business.
Congrats. That's a big deal.
Tanya's Hair.
That is boss lady. Yes. Yeah, that's boss lady stuff.
Yes.
Time on Rap City, performing live. I've been listening to him since I was 8. Now give it up for Rare Essence! Woo! Come on! Hey, Darnell, what's up with you? In the morning, the bag house. Yeah. 4 in the morning, when we roll into my house. What? 5 in the morning, the lights go out. 6 show. 7 in the morning, she be calling me cab. 8 in the morning, talking about the fuss she had. 9 in the morning, and she just getting home. Talking about.
Yeah, that's boss lady stuff there. There, man. That's good stuff. So, during the course, time you been married, or have you been married and kids or what?
Yes, I was married in 1988 to Mr. Almond. That's Nigel's dad. And then I met Mr. Kofi O'Henny, and that's my son's dad. So those were the two men in my life and the two children that they blessed me with.
So what I can remember the most, at a young age, I spent a lot of time with my dad. So I'm the eldest, and then it's 5 of us, and he kept all of his vision was to have, although we have different mothers except for 2, his vision was to try to keep all of his children together. And so I spent a lot of time on my dad's side of the family. My mother is Carla Norris. And as a young girl, my dad and Tanya and Miss Mac had me most of the time. And so I spent a lot of time with them growing up. I went to St. Thomas More for early years, elementary school. I also went to St. Benedict briefly. And then my dad moved to Quentin in 90 or 91, Tanya. And then I came here and went to public school out here in Clinton, Maryland. But going back as a younger child, I remember I was with my dad all the time, and he was busy most of the time with Red Essence. And back in the day, my dad worked on computers, and my dad was like a mathematician. He can take apart a computer and put it together. And I remember he had this old, remember the yellow pickup truck, Tanya? And he used to have IBM, I believe he used to work for. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I remember of my dad prior to Rare Essence. And then I didn't really start seeing the business until once I got a little older. I'm going to say my memory, I'm going to go back. Prior to Rare Essence memory, when I was a young girl, I spent most of my time with Aunt Tanya because Daddy was pretty busy. So he would drop me off with Aunt Tanya. So of course, she worked at my granddad's shop. And I will go back and forth with her, and I saw all the shops, and I'll sit and wait. And there was no kind of sitting around. Granddaddy, my grandfather, their dad, he always, you do this, you do that. He always taught the business even while he was cutting, taught some type of entrepreneurship I remember this one time I was so thirsty and I wanted some snacks, and I was sitting down and I said, Granddad, Aunt Tanya had her own little suite, and I was sitting outside the suite, and I think I was doing some homework or reading. And I to ask Granddaddy if he can get me something out the vending machine. And he said, no, not right now. There's not enough hair on the floor. I had to work for everything.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
There was nothing free. So growing up, I was taught that nothing came free, even from my parents, even from my grandparents, even from Auntie, So I had to wait till there was enough. It may sound harsh, but it made me the woman that I am today. And I had to wait till there was enough hair on the floor for me to sweep up, and then I earned $1 or $2. And that's what my life pretty much was for. And and then once I got a little older, I started shampooing hair early. I think I may have been maybe 6 years old. My other aunt, Val Jean Thomas, she is also a stylist. So when I wasn't with Aunt Tanya working and shampooing hair, I was shampooing with her on the weekends. And so I started working early at 6 before Red Essence.
Yeah.
And making some coins. So I was blessed I always looked up to, as a young child, I spent a lot of time with my auntie. I spent a lot of time with Daddy, but Daddy was working, and so I'm thankful because I got to see the entrepreneurship side at an early age from Aunt Tanya, Val Jean, and my grandfather growing up. So my life starting at 6 or maybe before then was working and learning the business, learning nothing in life is free and you work for every single thing that you want in life.
Mickey be cranking, Funk be rapping. They just be getting their man up every Friday of the back home. Man, I love the go-go beat. I just love go-go.
I got that feeling, that funky feeling. Now he is in the house and we're ready to roll. I got that feeling, that funky feeling. He's in the house and we're ready to roll. Talk to him. Please leave the guns, you know what's up, and the file is made up. There is no effort around. Hey, so everybody knows this is Footz Town, you know.
So when I was in 3rd grade, I went to Draper Elementary just for maybe maybe half of a semester before I went back to Catholic school. And I remember coming home from Draper Elementary, walking home, and Mrs. Neal, that's Funky Ned's mom, my great-grandmother Sis, and my grandmother Miss Mack, they were, so in the home, one side was, my great-grandmother's home, and then the office, for Essence office, my grandmother lived there. And one of the rooms was the Rare Essence office, and Rare Essence used to practice downstairs.
From the north to Congress Heights for a couple summers, roaming the same streets that took my family under. I popped the trunk to feed the people with my dad so dope. Right at the laundromat, it's where I gave good hope. It could all be so simple if I'm one with the ghost. It's my life when I'm done, I'll be all she wrote. From the hood to the burbs, I lived and I seen it. The only nigga from the door that's walking on Zia. When niggas get lined up like chalk on cement. Seen it all from college dreams to courts on cement. 6th grade, I sold lyrics for dollars a piece. High school, I sold CDs from out my fleece. Now that's my definition of an A to a key. No street shit, them sins of my father. I preach this, I ain't a product of shit, but what I strive for, what you hearing is the purpose of a man that died for it. I rap for niggas who took visits to the boys' village. Line of niggas was a thing in the hood, and it still is. 2-parent households, you would think it was fulfilling. Along the line, fucking off, integrated the lineage. Niggas building cash rules from the ground. And breed boys making trips back and forth to town. Conflicted, I was raised on the Clinton side of town. But in the Dorf, they saying cash rules all around. Nigga from my sandbox, living naughty lives. Grew into a gangster that I couldn't recognize. New name, all the innocence is taken from his eyes. I don't even know the nigga right before me from my stories of my childhood years. And these held back tears that never fall on the ground from my past on peers. Where my brother bled out is where my pain got smeared. I seen everything I love about my youth disappear. Backyard still rings. I'm coming home to you is what I'm texting to my lady. My vital stick breathing out the window when it's crazy. The breeze gliding over memories and all that made me. Yeah, shit. I'm still searching for my glory days. I wanna live more stories that bring memories. Find my voice in Cali, boarded straight to the city. Back and forth, coast to coast with wise energy. My sound surrounded in the streets and it's sickening. Shit, I'm mastering my ghetto symphony. Yeah. I pray it line up like a symmetry. What's going crazy, broken bent, but at what expense? Coming together, line it up as it commenced now. Adding up, got it all making sense now. Had doubt, but found the Lord, and I've been since without. Was living day to day, truly testament of faith.
So I will walk up the gate and hear them practicing downstairs in the basement. And then I believe they got paid on Fridays, if I'm not mistaken, Thursday or Fridays. But I go upstairs, I do my homework. Once I was done my homework, Mrs. Neal and my grandmother, they were doing administrative work. They taught me administrative work. I knew how to type on the typewriter in third grade. So I had to type their names on their checks for them, put them in the envelopes and things to that nature. So I worked administrative in the office as a young girl for Red Essence, and I got to see them come in and out. I got to listen to them practice. I can hear them from the basement.
White boy, thank you. Moving now. We seen you Monday night, ain't that right, baby? Did you enjoy the show? I'm telling you, that was a nice show at the Capitol Center, wasn't it, baby? Oh, shucks now. Now, special dedication going out to two sweet little ladies now because they having a birthday tonight. Ain't that right, Pamela and Ronaldo? Gonna start the spotlight on you a little bit later on now.
And also, as time went on, when Red Essence used to have their day parties at Wilmer's Park, I used to help collect the money. I remember there was one time, this is when I knew I was going to be this independent woman. Sis, Mrs. Neal, and Grandma Mac was in a trailer at Wilmer's Park, and they were collecting money. And they're like, oh, I know Footz. Oh, I know Funky Nail. Oh, White Boy put me on the list, things of that nature. They weren't letting anybody slide. Everybody had to pay, no matter who you knew in the band, right? And so this one gentleman, he was so upset and he started shaking the trailer. And, the trailer were on like cement bricks, right? It was like a little window where they collected the money. And he was shaking the trailer, and I was so scared I was crying. But these three women, they did not budge. They did not give anything for free. They laid him out, and he wound up paying and going in if he wanted to see, And from then, I was like, wow, But I did that. They told me how to count money. Still to this day, I knew, and it's a big pet peeve of mine, when I get money, all the money that has to be facing the same way. I learned that from Aunt Tanya, granddaddy, sis. They taught me so much. And then I do remember a couple of shows where I tagged along with my dad when they had some day shows at schools in D.C., public schools in D.C., and I will stand behind him. And I remember this one time my dad was so sleepy. He used to play sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to say, Daddy, how do you remember how, when to switch songs and things to that nature while you're asleep, And so I was just in awe of how he just had an eye and an ear for music. And my father used to play while sleeping. But I met, what's her name? Nicello. She sings, what's the You Made a Fool of Me. What's the artist's name?
Just there to feel the space, 'cause now you have no interest in anything that I have to say. I've allowed you to make me feel. I feel so dumb. What kind of fool am I? You so easily set me aside. You made a fool of me. Tell me why.
That's her.
You guys know who I'm talking
And Dege Ocello, right?
Yes. She used to sing with them back in the day. Used to do, I don't know if you guys remember, and I met her. She had long, pretty hair. And so I met a few artists along the way and that are now bigger, who used to kind of come in and perform with them. So I can say I'm blessed as his oldest I was able to, kind of go out in the field with them.
I said, it seems like you Aunt Tanya's girl.
Yeah, yes. She's basic. She raised me.
She was my firstborn too.
I time because I can relate, man. I got that in, my mom had 5 sisters, and one of her youngest sisters' daughter, and the second to youngest sister, that's her mom. It's like same scenario.
I am so grateful to have them women in my life. They are part of who I am, along with my mother, Miss Max, sis, Miss Neal, Val Jean. So I carried all of them in me. Val Jean is still here. Miss Max, my mother, Miss Neal is still here. So I stand for them as well because they made me who I am today. Because if I didn't have them, I don't know where I would be.
Yeah.
Because I watched them and I listened and I learned and I followed. And I'm passing this blueprint on to my niece because she's the next generation and she's the next torch. So I'm going to tell you, when Quentin came to my house one evening, he said, I got a surprise for you, sis. I said, what? He said, be ready. I'm going to come and get you. He do that 3-hump bump horn and I'm running out the house. I said, where we going? Where we going? He took me to Yvette's house. And that's when I met my firstborn niece. He said, you are auntie now. So you guys help me take care of her.
and she did.
And from there, that's how we connected from the hip. She would not let me go. And so right now, we still the same.
Go-Go was born in Washington, D.C., and at the center of it all stood one man, Chuck Brown, the pioneer, the architect, the godfather of the genre. But every movement needs a torchbearer. From the streets of Southeast D.C., a young band rose under his mentorship. Hungry, fearless, determined. They weren't just playing music, they were building a legacy. That band would become the flagship of the entire go-go genre. They set a bar so high, every band that followed had no choice but to chase it. Decades later, the love hasn't faded. The crowds still roar. The city still claims them. To this day, Rare Essence remains the most beloved band in go-go history. This is more than music. This is...
The hippest bunch of people you ever want to meet now. Ain't nobody Papa. I'll tell you, my man, good to see you. And also, got the rest of the crew with us. Good to see y'all. Got my man Idris and Jamal. And I know my man back there, he went to school with me. I just can't get his name together, y'all. He went to school with me. I swear I can't get the brother's name. What's his name, Jamal? Phil, right on Phil. Sorry about that, Phil. Old school, mate. But look here, there's Rez in the house tonight. Rez ain't here tonight. I'm looking at y'all hanging there now. And where's my man Cookie and Eddie? Where's hanging that bullshit? And where's Cookie? Where's my sweet little lady DC and Coco Francis? Two of my favorite little ladies now. My goodness. Got some pretty little sexy little ladies in the house tonight, y'all. I'm telling you, hanging there. And where's CD at, y'all? Is that you know them? All right. You want to show this spotlight, y'all? You can get big on this place. You want to show this spotlight, y'all? You can get that daddy on this place. You want to show this spotlight, y'all? The brick on this place. Oh, get Teresa. Oh, get away. Oh, get Phil. Oh, get Idris. Y'all, you can get food on this place. Bang that big brother. Got this one going out on the Edward Third thing now. All right. He must be somebody out there.
We carry our memories and memories of our loved ones, and we hold on to them. Every day, I think of my brother. Every day. I'm in a room that I dedicated to him.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, if someone walked through that door, they was like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And this is the way I cherish my brother's legacy in my home. I don't like to go to grave sites. So I have everything here in my home.
As I got
wonderful.
older, 2 years later, I had a brother come. His name was Quentin. He was a junior, rest in peace. He passed. He was killed when he was 15 years old. My dad was already gone when he passed, but then it was me and him. He lived with his mom and he came over on the weekends, but he also was in the home with us too, on Xenia Street. So he got to hear the band play and be up under Dad. Daddy took him to get his haircuts and things to that nature. Then another sister came. Her name is Kelly Davidson. She came after my brother Quentin. And then Lauren Davidson and Devin Davidson. I'm not sure if we weren't able to get him today, but he does a lot in the memory of Daddy's name in music. He's a rapper. His name is Devin the Ripper. And his new album is called The Testament of Faith. And you guys should go check it out because he gives that LL Cool J, he's a different soul, you know. You can hear every word that he says in his raps. I'm sorry, guys. And he was only, I believe, 2 when Daddy passed, when Daddy was killed. So he doesn't have a lot of memories with him. And so he went out and kind of spoke with band members and of course family. Let me say this, we're really quiet outside of Aunt Tanya on my Aunt Valjean and James' side. They're really quiet. It's 2 different dynamics. My dad was like this too. As I got older, he really separated us from, you guys knew him as Footz, but we knew him as Quentin, right? And our dad. And he kind of, as we got older, he separated us from the band and then home, right? So once I was older, and I think maybe there was a lot more violence in the street as I got older, I was unable to attend shows and things to that nature. So I kind of was attached with Auntie and my Aunt Valjean, learning the business of hair. So, but as he got more children, his whole goal was to get us out of DC, move us in a bigger home so we all can be together, which he did before he passed away. And so growing up after, maybe after 10, maybe even before then, maybe after 8, a lot of my time was spent with my aunties learning the business of hair. And Daddy kind of separated the band versus didn't really have us out. We did attend, my brother and I did attend an event with Rare Essence didn't play, but I love me some Hucklebucks, okay? And one of his girlfriends at the time took us he had to do a show out of town. So she took us to the Stadium Armory to witness, Hucklebucks, and there was some other up and coming artists that was there. So we still stayed kind of in the go-go scene, but he was very protective of us. So as we got older, the go-go wasn't in the scene, that wasn't our reality anymore. It was everybody else's. So I kind of I grew more to becoming an entrepreneurship. Once my auntie got her shop, I didn't want to go to Catholic school anymore because they didn't offer vocational. So I went to Crossland and took cosmetology classes there, took my test, passed, and started working for my aunt in her shop. So I stood on that side of business after a while.
So do you still do that now?
I do. I do hair.
Okay.
I am an esthetician. I'm a cosmetologist, but I also had two children. I had my first daughter at 18. Her name is Miracle, and my son right after, Antoine. Their father went on to go into the military, and then I have an 11-year-old that I had later on in life. And so, but my two children were shop babies. They grew up in Tanya's hair, etc., in the stroller while I was doing hair. Yeah. I did have some other shampoo jobs at some other salons as well growing up. And that's when I realized, oh, okay, people really don't get their hair done all the time. What I'm going to do with this drought when they go get braids or weaves. Mm-hmm. So I had to get a job because at that time I had lost Grandma Miss Mac, and I already had lost my dad. So it was time I didn't have that cushion anymore. So it was time okay, you got to fend for yourself now. So I went to school to become a dental assistant. I love people. I didn't really want to work in corporate America. I always want to do something with my hands. And I wanted to do emergency work in the ER. I always wanted to do that, but nursing school was all day. I needed to work, so I couldn't do that. So I went to dental school at night and became a dental assistant starting off. And I got hired while I was still in school. I've been there for 21 years. I worked my way up to the operations manager and also the laser technician now. And I'm back working alongside with my aunt.
Yeah, tragedy hit us left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. In 1994, bam, that's my father's nephew. That's our first cousin was killed. 30 days later, my brother get killed. Then 5 years later, my nephew. So that really hurts, and it still hurts today.
Mm-hmm.
I will never get over. Somebody's taking our loved one's life like that. But I still keep their legacy alive, and they living through me right now.
I know y'all tired now, Quentin. I know you're tired now, ain't you? Huh? Ain't you tired now? Are you tired yet? Hell no. Are you tired yet? Hell no. Are you tired yet? Hell no. You're not tired yet? Oh, hell no. You wanna keep on going? Keep on going. Wanna keep on going? Keep on going. Wanna keep it flowing? Oh, let's wing it, y'all.
And for me, Bam Bam, my cousin Bam Bam, him and my father were like this. And so we were in the house in Clinton. I saw Bam Bam growing up all the time because I was, of course, with my granddad and Aunt Tanya. But once we moved to Clinton, he came over a lot to the house. So he was my favorite cousin, the biggest smile, and that hurt me when he was gone. When my father passed away, I was, I think, 11 and a half or 12. I was in the middle of seventh grade. I actually knew something was wrong the day I saw my dad that Friday. I was walking home from school and I wasn't supposed to walk home from school. I couldn't wear eyeliner or makeup or any of that. And he and my brother come up, play the street from getting a haircut at Bowden's, I believe, next to my aunt's shop. And saw me walking home from school, and guess what I had on? Eyeliner. Okay. My father, he believed in spare the rod, spare the child. Okay. So when I didn't get in trouble, when we got home, he pulled over to the side of, this was that Friday of his passing. He pulled over and that was signaling, and he didn't put his hand out the window. That was get in the car, And I got in the car and I sat directly behind him, and my brother just laughing at me, the one that was passed away. And I'm trying to spit everything on my eyes to get the eyeliner off, not knowing it smudged me all over my face, right? My dad looked at me. He was in the rearview mirror, looked at me, didn't say nothing, looked back at the road. He dropped us off, and we were to go in the house, get our things together, because we went with our moms on the weekend. Well, I went with my mom on the weekend. And little Quentin stayed at the house on the weekend, so he picked him up. And he just went in the house. He didn't say anything to me. And I went upstairs to prepare for my hand slapping. No, he went in the house, got something out of his room, and he told me to get my bag together. He'll be back to take me to my mom's. But I didn't want to go to my mom's that day, so I went over to a girlfriend's house. So my grandma Mac told him, I was gone, and my other grandmother, went and dropped me off. So that was my last memory of my dad. And I felt something was wrong, but didn't know. There was a lot going on that I probably I don't feel comfortable discussing online. But there had already been a lot going on, and I'm sure you guys already know about it. And we were affected by that as his children, right? Because it happened here and some other places. So I just thought it was a situation. You get what I'm saying? It had became our life and our reality. So I just thought it was a situation, and kept it moving. And then I'll toggle back on my father's death if you guys have any other questions. But I lost him, and I didn't grieve until I probably was in my 30s. I didn't cry when I heard about it because I had to be strong for my siblings. I think I was in shock more so, but it affected me mentally. I acted out, didn't really want to come to the house and things to that nature. So it did affect me. Like Auntie said, a few years later, I lost my brother, and I was pregnant with my daughter, Miracle. She's a miracle because when the day that I lost my brother, I went into labor the next day. And if she would have came, I would have lost her. So they kept me on bed rest, and she stayed the entire time. And so she's my miracle. Then after that, I lost my great grandma Sis. She also lived in the house with us. So during that time, so I lost Bam Bam, my father, we lost our Bam Bam, my and my father, my brother, and then Sis, and then my grandfather, and then my grandmother Mac. And then I lost my other grandmother, my mother's mother, and we're all within a 5-year period. And how Sis and Grandma Mac was, how you guys know, their personalities didn't change. They were serious, taking money. They were serious at home. So it was serious. But I would tickle my grandma. I do it to my Aunt Valjean now because she has a personality just like Grandma Matt, but just so serious, So I like to tickle them. I used to tickle my grandmother. To make her laugh and lighten her up a little bit. And she was like, oh, stop, and she'll smile and things to that nature. But they were serious. And I think for me, growing up and, going out with them to Wilma's Park and other places and working with them in the office, because they were women, right? In a man's world.
Yes.
It was no getting over on them, right? And that's what they taught in the home. And so their personalities really didn't change from what you guys know of them. That's how they were in the home. My Uncle James is pretty quiet, I love to go see him play because I get to see a personality that I don't get to see outside of the band, right? So when he comes over, Auntie Tanya is usually the person who throws everything. She's the cookout person. She's the one that's gathering everybody. But it's not a big family. So I need to let you, we're really small and close, right? Really small. Dad worked a lot. So Sundays, he loved crabs. So here's the thing. My entire family loves crabs. So Sundays was the day we all sit down at the table and eat crabs, right? Eat crabs. And my dad was sarcastic, funny, but sarcastic. My brother is a splitting image of him. Looks like him and acts like him. But, a few laughs here and there. It was a lot of us. A family dynamic at the house was a lot of kids, a lot of cousins. I have two other cousins, Christina Thomas and Pernell Thomas. And so they were my Uncle Crispin's children, and he's no longer with us as well. And Pernell had children. He had a lot of girls during that time. I think it was 3, not a lot, but we all stayed together. That's one thing. All the kids were together, right? You would have thought we all were siblings. So it was just a lot of noise. For me being the oldest, I stayed in my room a lot. It was a lot of noise. Personalities were just serious. There was a few laughs, sarcasm here and there, but we all enjoyed crabs. So that kind of brought everyone together,
Who was the funny one? We got to get the funny one now. Who's the funny one?
James Funk is he's pretty funny. He's sarcastically funny.
In a serious way.
Serious way. Who else?
Christina is pretty funny.
Christina is funny. That's our cousin Christina. There weren't a lot of jokes. It was like, it was jokingly, but you need to do this, you need to do that. It was a lot of teaching. Even at home, it was life skills teaching. You need to do this, you need to do that, some jokes here and there with it, but it was a lot of teaching us how to just be human beings if they weren't here any longer.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. We're gonna let you know.
Life skills, and it wasn't, our family was more so, they wanted to make sure and ensure that we knew, because it's so small, right? They wanted to make sure that we knew how to deal with life if they were no longer here. So that pretty much was mostly the conversations. They're, strict on family meetings, strict on making sure everybody get along no matter what. And hi, baby. Um, and so we do have let me say this. My grandmother do have some siblings, Miss Mac. She has some siblings. And they often host things, and I went over there. Now that side is pretty funny. And but if I had to say anything, Uncle James is pretty funny in a sarcastic way, but he's funny.
Yes,
He would be the jokester.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question to ask you guys. Let me ask you a question, Blue.
Sure.
How does it feel to have a father, in your case, a brother, who is pretty much the most recognized, admired, and emulated drummer ever in the genre? Secondly, James Funk is literally considered the greatest to ever do it. How you guys walk around with that understanding that your people are that important to the genre and culture?
Get on the wagon, baby. Get on the wagon, baby. Get it up, y'all. Turn on the air condition, turn on the air. We're putting it up. Yeah. Going out to the Brotherhood crew, baby. Can I go back that foundation? What's up, traveling? Big traveling up in the house this morning. One time. Good God. Yeah. Talk to me, baby. Where my nigga house fellas disappear to? Montana. Where's Montana? We say, nah, I'm good to see you, baby. And old Dirty Joe. One time now, hit it.
Go ahead, Monty.
I appreciate the love because with my brother left and her father left, it was a legacy. That was his vision. But we just never know how far our vision going to outlive you. And his life is still going on through other drummers, other percussions. He inspired other people. So when I see other drummers and percussions playing and they honor my brother, that's very dear to my heart. Because I know my brother was a person, if you knew my brother, you have to love him. We're all lovable. We love everybody. So we show love and we give love. So, and that's what my brother did. And he touched a lot of people's lives. So I'm grateful for the go-go community. And I'm go-go for life. I can't help where I come from, period.
For me, and I'm not sure. My siblings, for me, I'm in awe when I go out because I think I take it for granted. Here's an example. We were at my brother's opening. He did like an opening of his new album, The Test of Faith. Go get it. Download it. But we went to the Go-Go Museum.
Yes.
I had never been to the Go-Go Museum. And for my brother, who was 2 when my father passed away, he's all into go-go, finding out history. You would think he just grew up in it like me, right? And however, I think for me, I still suffer with missing my dad. And so it kind of, it's a sore spot for me, and I don't want to be sad. So sometimes I don't really want to see the memories, I guess, because I often feel like, oh, I wonder what he'll be like if he was here. And sometimes I don't want to go there. So I kind of act like it doesn't exist sometimes, I should say, just to protect me. So I really don't go out as much anymore or visit those. I did go to the Black History Museum where he's there and Brett Essence is there, and I've only been once. And in the Go-Go Museum, of course, that was my first time, and my brother's there all the time, but I was just like in awe. And so Funk, he performed with my brother. He does have a song on his album with James Funk. And so when it was over, him and a couple of his buddies walked me to my car. And this guy, it was a couple of guys, may have been in their 40s. They stopped and asked my uncle for a picture. Oh. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, it's not that serious for me, because he's my uncle. I see him as my uncle, And my uncle said, yeah, sure. And the guy went on to how he been listening to him and he admired him. And I'm just sitting back like, wow, this is really serious, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of smiled, you know, and I was proud in that moment. Like, wow, you know, and and the other guy was just like, who is this guy? And he was like, man, that's history. You know who Funk is? Come on now, you know, best lead, da 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 da. And I'm just listening. I do remember I had, you know, once I got a little older and got in my car, I used to go see Go-Go's backyard. I love Red Essence, but after my dad, I was a Hucklebuck backyard NEG fan. And so I had someone introduce me to Genghis saying, hey, this Little Footz. I was known as Little Footz daughter for a long time. I didn't have a name, right? And Genghis told me one day, before he started, he said, my dad was so cool, you know, and he had wanted to get on the mic a few times. This is before I think he started Backyard, and he was talking. And he said, my dad, you know, said, hey, let him say something, you know, and something to that effect. But he was saying it was my dad who let him get his first lead and, you know, kind of get out there and open. And he, you know, he was just saying so many great things about my father. And then I often go on YouTube or hear people in the streets or look at little memories, because everyone posts about his death memory or his birthday. And I read the comments and go through the comments and and just read so many wonderful things or memories that other people share. Because remember, I don't see this side of my dad. He only showed us, he didn't show us Footz. He only showed us Quentin, our father. So I did not see, you know, what people, you know, their memories of him. So I'm like, my dad had a personality. You know, he wasn't always serious, you know. So I'm still learning about that side of my dad. And it's good to hear. And my uncle, because my uncle is pretty quiet too. They have similar personalities. Once they turn off the go-go, that's it. You know, they're human beings. They're free. You know, it's home. It's, you know, it's serious. And so we didn't get to see that side of them. And so we hear the stories from you guys, and it's good to hear.
Yes.
It may look glamour-like to you, cause you see me ride, you dig? Snake skin down to the floor, you dig? Hat and shoes to match, diamonds on fingers and watches on arms. I'm telling you, it might look easy, baby, but you're gonna have to work from to get to this static, baby. See you at the top, 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 see you at the top.
LDTV. We support the DMV culture, the music, and especially the warriors who lived and died during the golden years.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm just feeling me. It's a vibe everywhere I'm at. If you don't have it, baby, I'm being me and I'm just doing that. A lot of lives living on a map, but I'm married where my feet is at. Yeah, planted. Every day is a blessing. Can't be mad with the stressing, or doubting with the second guessing. World in your hand, baby, that's a good possession. Live your life, get some air, baby. I'm just glad I can share with you. Bring that beat back. Keep it playing, I'm dealing me. I ain't gonna lie, I'm just feeling me. It's a vibe everywhere I'm at. I'm being me and I'm just doing that.
Tell me what you feel like doing, yo.
I feel like doing my dance now.
Or just tell me what you feel
I mean, really, almost us the family down there. Hey, making G-A-R. Everybody out of New Orleans. They call it New Orleans, you know what I mean? Yeah.
This was a Roofin' 2 production. This tape will disintegrate in 15 seconds.